everybody, this is Jenny. I'm still hot. I still don't have AC. I'm still in Brazil. I'm making as many videos as possible right now because tomorrow I am getting on a bus and I'm going 4 hours down the coast to my next spot where I will be volunteering for a month in a surfer's hostel, and I won't have the private quiet space to record videos. So these will be slow released throughout January, if not mid-February. So these are going to be idioms related to time. Idioms related to time. The first one would be against the clock. Against the clock. If you do something against the clock, you are rushed and have very little time to do it. They're working against the clock to have the presentation ready for Monday. That means, everyone's going crazy, like working like crazy to get something done. The next one would be on the cusp. On the cusp. On the cusp refers to a point in time that marks a transition or the beginning of a change. Some people think the world is on the cusp of a new era. On the cusp. C-U-S-P. Oh, this is fun. So we say this a lot. To clock in or to clock out. So for example, I know when I worked at Walmart, when I was in Oklahoma, recently, I was there for a year to work like crazy. I'm sure that's on here somewhere. To work like crazy to finance translating my book. And when I would get to work, the first thing that I would do is go clock in. And it's when you register your employee ID number. Different companies have different ways of doing it. But it registers that you are now on the clock, which means you are now officially being paid and you are on company time. When you clock in or out, you record the time you arrive or leave your job by punching a time clock to show the number of hours you have worked. I'm going to clock out early today. I've got a dental appointment, is a sentence example. Now let me go ahead and add this to that. To take that concept a little further, for example, say you clock in. Okay, and then you're working. Well, somebody else from a different workstation comes by your workstation. Okay, for example, at Walmart, I was in dairy. I was stocking dairy and yogurt and cheese. Someone down there from the bakery would come down and they would say hi and, hey, how's your day going? Oh my gosh, this customer's crazy. And they would tell me stories. A manager would come by and say, hey, are you guys on the clock? On the clock means, are you clocked in? Are you on company time? Are you getting paid right now? Hey, if you're on the clock, it's not time to talk, it's time to go back to work. Or I'll wait to take care of that until I'm off the clock. As soon as I'm off the clock, I can go pay a bill or go get something to eat. Okay, the next one would be all along. If something has existed or been somewhere all along, it has been there all the time, from the beginning. I had been looking for my keys for some time before I realized that they had been in my pocket all along. I was looking for love and acceptance everywhere for a long time until I realized that all of that power was inside of my own self all along. Better late than never is the next one. Better late than never. When someone does something late, this remark means that it is better to do it late than to not do it at all. Do you know what time it is? You'd promise you'd come early to help me. But better late than never, I suppose. It's like saying, I know I should have turned this thing in 2 weeks ago, but hey, at least I'm doing it now. The next one will be in the blink of an eye. Okay, blink is doing this. Now the word wink with a W is different. W-I-N-K is this. Wink. I gave him a wink. Or she winked at me. Could be a verb or a noun. This is blink. Blink is going like this. So this, if you say in the blink of an eye, if something happens in the blink of an eye, it happens nearly instantaneously with hardly enough time to notice it. Like it happens that fast. How fast does that happen? Like so fast you hardly even see it. The pickpocket disappeared in the blink of an eye. This was funny. 5 o'clock shadow. It's an idiom. It's not really referring to time, but it uses a time words to make its meaning. 5 o'clock shadow. This expression refers to a patch of stubble on the face of a man who hasn't shaved for at least a day. He looked tired and had a 5 o'clock shadow. They also use this to be mean when referring to women who are more masculine, by the way. It's not nice, but it's how we use it in the language. Okay, the next one will be in the long run. The term in the long run refers to something that will have effect over a long or after a long period of time. Learning Chinese is going to be difficult, but it'll be worth it in the long run because it will help me to get a better job. For example, I could say, I know that in this moment, I can't afford to edit all of my YouTube videos on both channels and pay someone to optimize all of it. I don't care. I enjoy making videos. I am giving content to the world. And with this new YouTube channel that I am doing, this one, the teaching one, I'm like, I know, I'm not getting paid right in this moment, but I know that this channel will be optimized eventually because I'm creating content. So in the long run, it is worth it to invest my time in teaching you these individual things because once I do this, whether my videos are edited or not, I know that viewers will watch my content because I know that I explain things in a unique way and I have a unique magic. So when other souls start to connect with mine from around the world, they're going to go, oh, I love Idioms. Oh my gosh, I connect with her. Boom, subscribe, boom, can't wait to see my next videos. In the long run, it's worth investing in. I don't have to see subscribers every single day or views. Sometimes I get on and I see no views on any of my new videos and I'm like, gosh, I'm making thumbnails, I'm doing this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm having fun. I'm having fun doing this. And I know that eventually students will be on here and they will be learning from my content. So in the long run, it's worth investing my time in. The next one would be down to the wire. If something such as a project or a match goes down to the wire, the situation can change up until the last possible minute. Sentence example. There's nothing as exciting as watching a game that goes down to the wire. It's down to the wire means there's no more time to figure it out. We're down to the wire. So it needs to be completed. We need to see an end fit, a result. Another one that's kind of similar would be at the 11th hour. If something happens at the 11th hour, it happens when it is almost too late or at the last possible moment. Our team won after they scored a goal at the 11th hour. It was down to the wire. And at the 11th hour, boom, something radical changed. And that's possible. I have to remind myself of that. Stay positive. Keep doing what you're doing. The next one will be in your own sweet time. If you do something in your own sweet time, you take as long as you please to do it, in spite of the wishes of others. Right? If someone's in a huge hurry and they're being rude and they're being pushy, I'm going to take my own sweet time to do it. Get mad if you want to. I'm on my own time. Okay, I'll do it, but in my own sweet time. Just around the corner. If something is just around the corner, it will happen very soon. With spring just around the corner, the new collection should begin to sell. It means you're so close. You're at the end of the street and here's a corner, and just around the corner is what you're needing or what you're looking for, and it might come at the 11th hour when you're down to the wire. Idioms. Okay, the next one would be a moment of truth. A critical or decisive time when you face the reality of a situation and find out if your efforts have succeeded is called the moment of truth. The moment of truth has arrived. I'm going to serve my first souffle. The moment of truth. The next one would be time on your hands. If you have time on your hands, you have a lot of free time. Usually more than you need or want. Since he retired, Bill has too much time on his hands. He should take up a hobby. This is one we use a lot. Never in a million years. A million years. This expression means absolutely never. I will never in a million years understand why Anne married Bob. Never in a million years. I will never in a million years just think suddenly or randomly, oh, seafood sounds so good. I want a big bowl of fish stew, and I want some baked fish, and I want some shrimp and some oysters and some lobster. I hate seafood. It is nasty. It is repulsive in my mouth. To smell it, everything about it, it's just not for me. So never in a million years would you see me ordering that dish out. It stinks. Ugh. Another one would be to have the time of your life. If you have the time of your life, you enjoy yourself very much. I had the time of my life. The kids had the time of their lives at Disneyland. I had the time of my life when I just made a trip through the Amazon jungle and took a boat across the Amazon River to get from Colombia to Brazil. And those are the things I share on my other channel, Unhidden Heroines. If you want to see travel adventures from this crazy girl, go check it out. To have the time of your life. The next one would be in a month of Sundays. In a month of Sundays. How many Sundays are in 1 month? 4. This expression is an amusing way of referring to a very long period of time. Like, I haven't been to the movies in a month of Sundays. I haven't been to the movies in a month of Sundays. Another one would be time after time. If you do something time after time, you do it repeatedly or on many occasions. He was surprised when the teacher punished him, although he had been warned time after time. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 more, and then I'll start a new one because it's going to be 2 videos in the series. Okay, this next one will be for the time being. For the time being. If you talk about how a situation is for the time being, you mean that it is temporary and will probably change in the future. Laura has left John and is living with her parents for the time being. For the time being, I'm here in this Airbnb in Natal, Brazil, but very soon I'm going to be moving down the coast. Okay, so if you're pressed for time, if you are pressed for time, you have hardly enough time to do something. So you must hurry. I don't like to be hurried. I don't. Sorry, I can't talk to you now. I'm a bit pressed for time. Like, I'm in a hurry. Like, don't get in my way. That's the American way. Okay, this one is interesting. Shelf life. If something such as food, drink, or medicine has a particular shelf life, it must be used or sold before the end of that period of time. What's the shelf life of that new juice that just came in on the truck? What's the shelf life of the donuts that you baked this morning? Okay, one more and then we'll start a new video. Okay, to stand the test of time. If something stands the test of time, people continue to find it valuable or useful after many years. The teaching method has stood the test of time. It is still used in schools today. That means it's still traditional. It's still traditional. It hasn't changed over time. People are still using it. Like the Bible, for example. Bad example. Don't get me started on religion. Oh, okay, one more. I lied. One more, and then we'll start a new video. Until hell freezes over. Hell. If you tell someone that they can do something until hell freezes over, you mean that they can do it for a very long time, but they won't obtain what they want. You can ask until hell freezes over, which means you can ask and ask as many times. You can ask me 1,000 more times, but you're never going to get what you're asking me for. I'm not going to say yes. You can ask until hell freezes over. I will not allow you to go bungee jumping. Okay, that's good for this video. 13 minutes is enough, and I will have enough for another video the same length on the same topic. Okay, if there are ones that you resonated with or that resonated with you, write them down. Practice them to hear me teach them and to watch me as a native speaker, and then also write them. Those 2 things together really help build the gaps in the cognitive presence of building fluency. And then I really recommend that you hang up what you write down in a space that you see it on a regular basis in your personal space, your living space, so that not only you hear it and you write it, but you see it, and that's really going to embed itself in your process of fluency. Okay, it all depends on how bad you want what you want. So, okay, guys, I'm Jenny. I'm signing off. If you like my videos, if it's contributing value to your life, please subscribe, share with your friends, help me to become monetized. You'll be empowering me as a traveling author, teacher, entrepreneur, etc. I'm going to end this video and start a new one.